How do INFJs show love? How do they receive love? And why do they show and receive love the way that they do? Stay tuned to today's show to learn the answers to all three questions. To begin with, let's take a look at the way INFJs show love. There are a variety of ways that INFJs show love, but one of those ways is to learn other people's senses of humor. I've done this with people that I work with. I've done this with my wife. I've done this with friends. It makes people feel special and appreciated when you can connect with them and share a laugh. And when you can do it in the way that they really get a chuckle out of or they really enjoy, then that's taking the relationship to a deeper level. And not everybody can do this because you kind of have to put yourself in someone else's mind and appreciate the way they think. And when you can do that, you get on an inside level with that person. Another way that INFJs show love, and this is a big one, is that they learn what other people's interests, passions, and hobbies are. This is one of the biggest ways that I demonstrate love for my wife. She loves to sew, and I support her in that. I'm okay with her buying whatever tools or fabric she needs. And oftentimes, she'll want to save money and feel reticent to spend it, but I encourage her to invest in it. And not necessarily just to blow money, but to think of creative ways that we can pay for it. Because I want her to value that passion of hers. And I want her to know that since it's important to her, it's important to me too. My mother-in-law just did this for her mom. She signed her mom up for painting classes. It was something that her mom had always wanted to do, but never really pursued. And my mother-in-law listened and paid attention and encouraged her to pursue that by enrolling her in those classes. And you should just see the joy shining all over my mother-in-law's mom's face when she talks about the paintings that she's gotten to work on recently. My mother-in-law made a connection with her and demonstrated love in a very tangible way by supporting her hobbies. All of this boils down to really understanding what makes a person tick. And almost every INFJ loves to do just that naturally, but it is really beneficial when you're building a relationship with someone else. Typically, INFJs are great listeners, and a lot of people enjoy coming to us just to share what's on their heart, to share their problems, and they appreciate the fact that we really listen to them, and we listen open-mindedly for the most part and non-judgmentally. We're slower to draw a conclusion and rush to a faulty assumption about the person, and more there to listen supportively and to encourage them in the process of growth. But we really care about the people and want to understand them and what makes them tick and appreciate them just the way they are. And that makes people feel loved. And it's a great strength of INFJs, the ability to demonstrate love this way. A natural follow-up question is, why do INFJs love this way? And they love this way because of the way that their minds are wired. When you look at an INFJ's personality, you'll see that the first two mindsets or cognitive functions that drive their personality are introverted intuition and extroverted feeling. Introverted intuition goes deep and it excels at making connections and understanding different perspectives. It can connect a lot of different details and data points to draw a conclusion or to see a pattern. Extroverted feeling is great at understanding social cues and understanding other people and making them feel comfortable, generating a harmonious environment, and caring for others and helping them grow. Now, when you put introverted intuition and extroverted feeling together, you get a person who's really good at picking up on subtle clues that other people give off. So it might be facial expressions, vocal tones, body language, and maybe even things that are imperceptible to the human eye, but that are still given off in interpersonal communication. INFJs can read all that to understand what people are saying without even using their words, and they love to understand what makes other people tick. They love to take other people's perspectives because of that introverted intuition and extroverted feeling together, and they use that in many cases to benefit others. So because they're wired to get the way other people tick and to understand them and to appreciate that, this is their driving way of thinking, and it's the way that they demonstrate love by getting inside the heads of other people and appreciating them for who they are and listening and encouraging those people to grow. Now to the flip side of things. How do INFJs receive love? Well, I'd like to look at this through the lens of Gary Chapman's The 5 Love Languages, which is a great book if you haven't checked it out yet. But in that book, he details 5 different ways that people receive love and also that they can give it. And these ways are acts of service, touch, gifts, quality time, and words of affirmation. For each and every personality type, there's normally one that's outstanding and another one that's complementary, or 2 that rank the highest. So for the INFJ personality type, in most situations, the ones that rank the highest are words of affirmation and quality time. So if you want to show an INFJ that you appreciate him or her, you will be supportive and encouraging with kind words and words that make that person feel appreciated for who they are and accepted for the way they like to operate and the gifts and contributions that they bring to the table, even though they might think a little bit differently. That's a sure way to win an INFJ's trust. However, that usually happens over time. But if you can show that you're a consistently loving and accepting person and do it through kind words and words of affirmation, that's a great way to build a relationship with an INFJ. Another great way that you can build a relationship with an INFJ and demonstrate love is just to spend time with that person. Now, INFJs do need time alone, and sometimes it's extended periods of time alone, but they are also intensely interpersonal people. They love to be with other people, particularly those who they've known for a while and whom they really trust and with whom they can let their guard down and just be themselves. So if you're the type of disarming person who, number one, is affirming and appreciative of different people for who they are, and you can make an INFJ feel that way and do this for the long haul, then the INFJ is going to want to spend time with you and going to want to invest in that relationship. And through just proximity and through being open and honest and supportive, you're going to take that relationship deeper and deeper and build a lasting connection that is meaningful and really important to the INFJ. One additional comment is that time with an INFJ is sometimes fun and lighthearted, and other times really deep. So when you're spending time with an INFJ, you need to be willing to go to both extremes, to lay loose and be creative and relaxed and to be yourself, but also to wrestle with the deep questions and the way the world works and just to be open and honest about what you know and don't know, as well as open to the new things that the INFJ is thinking about and learning. And now the natural follow-up to the way INFJs receive love is to ask, why do they receive love this way? And again, it's the case for a couple reasons driven by the personality. And the main one is the way INFJs relate to others is through the function extroverted feeling. They want to be appreciated. And one way that an INFJ feels appreciated is when he or she feels safe. Safe to be himself or herself, and safe enough that he or she can share his or her thoughts and feelings and just be real, and to have a sounding board in another person who can ground them, but who won't judge them for what they have to share and can help them sort through those different feelings. That's a big reason why a safe environment, which is supported by words and also through actions and the quality time that you spend with that person, are so important. Another reason that INFJs receive love these ways is that INFJs are intuitives and they are tuned into people's words. And even more so, they're tuned into interpersonal words, relational words, because that's the way they're wired. They aren't so much attuned to the physical world as they're attuned to. The last thing I'll leave you with is that INFJs are the rarest personality type on the planet, and as such, they often feel misunderstood and unappreciated. So when they can spend time with someone who accepts them for who they are and who appreciates them for who they are, it's really encouraging, especially since they're wired to need other people. And they often feel since they love other people by understanding them and figuring out what makes them tick and accepting those people for who they are, they wish for the same thing in return. So if you even just make an honest effort to get to know the INFJ and appreciate the unique way in which he or she thinks, that's going to do wonders for your relationship. Want to learn more about your INFJ personality and what makes you tick? Then grab a free copy of my recent book, The INFJ Personality Guide. I dive into the mindsets that drive your personality and some common problems that INFJs encounter and the ways that you can overcome them. I want you to understand yourself, reach your potential, and live a life of purpose. And ultimately, I want you to know that the way you operate isn't wrong, messed up, or broken. It's just different, and it's completely valid, and your strengths are needed in this world. So you can grab a free copy of this ebook by texting the letters INFJ to the number 444999. Alternatively, you can visit ispeakpeople.com/INFJ-personality-guide. And I will post that link right below this video. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope that you found it helpful. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I encourage you to do that. I'll be putting out new content each week for INFJs just like you. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.